Hello students, this is HD Pawar, lecturer Department of Economics, Gokte PU College of Commerce and Science, Belgaum. We will continue with the sixth part of macroeconomics topic, national income. In the previous class, we have seen what is the meaning of product method or value added method of calculating national income. So I will begin with the same, that is, it is aggregate or total value of final goods and services produced in a year. Intermediate goods or the raw materials that are used for producing the final goods. So the intermediate or raw material good values are not included in the final values. It is where some value addition takes place to the product at each stage of production, and value added is what? It is value of output minus value of intermediate goods, value of final output minus value of intermediate goods. We have shown it with the example. Just see here, producer, for example, farmer, he produces the wheat. Say the value of total output produced of wheat by him is 100. Assume no intermediate good value has been purchased by him. He may have the seeds with him and he has used the same, and gross value added is 100 only. Then the wheat is purchased from the farmer by the baker who wants to transform, who wants to convert the wheat into the bread. So when he converts, the baker converts the wheat into bread, the value of that total output turns out to be 200, and in that intermediate good value is 50. That is, the farmer has sold the wheat to the baker at rupees 50 or 50 units, you can say. So that is already included in the final value of output of 200. So from that final value of total output 200, intermediate good value minus 50 has to be deducted, and the gross value, total value added is 150. This is called as the product method. I have explained it in the previous class as well. So here gross value added, GVA at market price. Market price means the current year prices, the prevailing prices of the current year of the existing year, is equals to GDP at market price, gross domestic product. So GVA at market price is equals to GDP at market price. Then the next method is explain the income method. It is a sum of, or it is a total of all the incomes received by all the factors of production in the form of rent, wages, interest and profit. Now see, production takes place and the four factors of production you already know: land, labor, capital and organization. So all these four factors are taking efforts and doing the production. They are assisting in the production to the entrepreneur or to the organizer, and in return they are getting paid as what? Rent, wages, interest and profit. So here it is the sum total of all the incomes of all the factors of production of the country are added together. The total rents, the total wages, the total interest and total profits of all the four factors of production are added, and therefore we get the income method. All the incomes in different forms like rent, wages, interest and profits are added to get the income method. Therefore GDP is a summation of R plus W plus IN plus profits, that is R stands for rent, W stands for wages, IN stands for interest, and P stands for profit. So gross value, the value added method or product method is addition of all the goods and service produced in the country by all the firms, and where only final values are taken, deducting the intermediate values where GDP at market price is equals to GVA at market price. Then in income method, all the incomes of all the people in the country are added in the form of rent, wages, interest and profits, where we get income method. Then we come to the last method, that is briefly explain the expenditure method of measuring the GDP. You all please take the screenshots. Expenditure method is calculated by adding up all the final gross expenditures of the goods and services produced in a year. Now it looks at the demand side, wherein now see in product method we added all the products that are produced. In income method we added all the incomes in different forms received. In expenditure method, all the expenditures that are made on the goods and services by the people of the country in the form of household, firms and even government expenditures are all added. Investment and expenditures are added. So here it looks at the demand side of the product. Demand side means here income of the consumer is spent on what? Consumer goods. Therefore income of the firm is spent on capital or investment goods. So they are demanding these goods. Hence we get the GDP by adding up all the consumption and investment expenditure made by all the individuals, firms and the government during a year. GDP is therefore summation of C plus I plus G plus X minus M, where you have to explain what is C, I, G, X minus M. So C is here consumption expenditure of household and firms. Consumers are doing their expenditure on purchasing of goods and services. Even firms are doing investments and expenditure on producing goods and services. So C stands for consumption expenditure of household and firms. I stands for investment expenditure of the firms. I stands for investment expenditure of the firms. Then G stands for government expenditure on consumption and investment on goods and services. That is, government's consumption expenditure means what? Government is spending, providing certain goods and services to the people of the country. So that is the consumption expenditure. And investment on goods and services means government is doing investments for production of goods and services also. Then X minus M is net value of exports. X minus M here stands for net value of exports, that is net exports minus the import expenditures of the government. Then you all please note down all these notes in your notebooks, which will make you study the notes properly. These are the notes in the shortest forms, so please note them down. Take the screenshots and write it down in your notebooks so that you can sit and read these notes. I hope you have understood this much. That's all for today. We shall continue with the next question in the next class. Thank you.